Air. It's way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the cookout with Toyo, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with pimps over simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get man. Come on, press play, press play.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Just chilling. Just fed the pups not long ago.
Okay.
Yep. So they've been eating purely off the mama for the last 2 days. Or I mean, off of me feeding them. They're off the mama for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
So, and she's doing good.
Okay. Yeah, man.
I'm about to start her on the draw up process. I just like to make sure that they're fully weaned before I start drawing her up.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Yep.
That's what's up. So, what we on today, man?
Just talking about puppies pretty much today.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing off of them and stuff, like as they're starting to move around.
Yeah.
Their little attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. If you go out there and you make a noise or anything, they'll all come out. Barking raising now. Like, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, through raising so many litters, I figured out, like, a process of how I can raise them to where they all end up at the same place in the long run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And, I mean, through that, I do testing as far as, like, temperament tests, but a lot of it's different than what people think. So, temperament tests through, like, daily living. Like, can they deal with me spraying kennels out, cleaning bowls out, making a bunch of noise, spraying that water in the bowl, moving around? Like, I want my dogs to be cool with me working around them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As in, like, raking. Because, like, I've gotten dogs that's, like, say, older dogs, and I go to raking around them, and they, like, I'm fine with them hiding and, like, being away from me, you know what I mean? Because they understand that I'm doing something. But I don't like the ones that are all over me, trying to flip my wheelbarrow, grabbing my rake. Like, I'm not a fan of that. So, I want them to understand that I'm trying to work. You know what I mean? And my dogs do have a really good understanding of that. Like, I get in any of their chain spots, any of that. If it's muddy, I have half a fishing pole. And the reason it's out there is because my daughter can pick it up if she's out there. And she can kind of hold it out and keep the dogs off of her. She don't even have to touch them with it. She just like kind of how they direct pigs with a stick. You ever seen them show pigs and they're directing it right and left and walking it? She does the same thing, but with a fishing pole. Just kind of like, you know, don't jump all over me while you're muddy. So.
Yeah, man.
So there's just like a few things.
Nah, I like that because I do stuff like that, man. I've had dogs, I had a dog that no matter what I did, you know, when it came to picking up a broom or using a lawnmower or anything, he trying to grab the wheel of the lawnmower, trying to grab the broom. You know, it becomes a problem, you know, when breaking the broom or, you know, all types of stuff, man. So after that, I said, yeah, man, because some people really like, you don't mind that, man. Some people really don't mind it. They, they like, people like what they like, man. And
Yeah.
that it just, for me, it doesn't fit my daily dues, man. It just adds to the stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, who in the chat? Let me send a link to the chat, man.
Yeah, some people jump in here. Supreme.
Yeah, man, because I'm over here multitasking. Yeah, man, so what's the weather looking like out there? Elevated?
It's finally sunny. We had some crazy storms last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was big thunder, loud thunder, and crazy lightning. I sat on the porch for a little bit and watched it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, all my people, I got some people out in the loop going through it right now. St. Louis, they got hit with a hurricane last Friday.
Seems like
not a hurricane. I said
nonstop.
a hurricane or a tornado, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had tornado warnings here last night, but we don't really get tornadoes because when they touch down, the mountains make them dissipate so fast that they don't even do no damage. And they can't, like, people don't think about it, but the angle of the ground, the reason they go so fast out, like, where it's flat, is because it's flat. There's nothing changing.
Yeah, the hills is what save you, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've seen one touchdown, or one tornado touchdown in my life, and it touched down for, like, 14 seconds and dissipated.
Yeah, but being in them hills, man, you get a little different type of flow. If you up top, it's if you going up the hill, the rain hit different than when you down there. Yeah.
So I mean, usually we don't, like, the worst thing we've dealt with is the floods, like the flood in September, then the flood 3 years prior to that. Then we got Katrina. We got hit hard by Katrina. Believe it or not, like Katrina fucked us too.
It did a number. It did a number, man.
Yep.
It affected everybody in all 48 states on the mainland, because everybody had, people had to spread out and, move around, man. Yeah.
I think some of the water got like to 14 foot here during Katrina. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I seen. And then this last one, the water got up to 27 feet.
Man. 27
feet deep, a straight Russian flood water. It sucked cars down, trailers, campers.
How close are you to the water?
Me here?
Yeah.
So I have a creek that runs down through the bottom of my driveway. You drive through it to get in my driveway?
No, I mean to the ocean.
Oh God, I'm like 10 hours away from the ocean, 8 hours away from the ocean.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm western North Carolina, so I'm like right on the edge of Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you barbecue?
Do I eat barbecue?
No, I know you eat barbecue. I said, do you barbecue?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just got a grill not long ago.
Oh yeah, what y'all be doing the pulled pork around your area, huh?
Yeah, a lot of pulled pork, ribs.
That's that section, Georgia, Florida, upper like northern Florida, the Carolinas.
We used to have a restaurant Tennessee. That was phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal. Yeah. But I ain't gonna say their name because they ain't what they used to be. But when I was about 8 years ago, there wasn't better barbecue anywhere I could find.
Yeah,
like that was close to me.
Yeah, man.
I've been eating barbecue since the day after I come home from the hospital.
Yeah. You plan on having any livestock or anything like that? You plan on doing any of that? Adding chickens?
I'm gonna get some chickens and some rabbits.
Yeah. What you gonna do with those?
So, I mean, I'm gonna breed them to eat myself, and I'm gonna feed them to dogs.
Yeah.
Like, say if I eat one, I'm gonna take its intestines and all that and give it to the dogs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I might give a whole one to the dogs, like. But really, like I would probably save and freeze the intestines and shit like that, and that's probably mostly what the dogs would get. The rabbits, I would eat the meat. Then, unless like say I wanted to fatten one up, then I'd like cut off the leg quarter and maybe give it that, and then with extra fats so that they can work together to help put weight on the dog, the protein and the fat. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want breeding rabbits. I've been looking into it. It's pretty interesting, the breeding rabbit stuff. It's pretty easy, it seems, especially compared to dogs. And I mean, like, you can be consistent with it. And I don't see people arguing over breeding rabbits.
No, man. Rabbits is kind of like I don't know, man. They you ever heard the term like they be effing like rabbits? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
they
rabbits,
tons of babies.
they and they don't stop. So it's like you get a good breeding pair, man. You probably have 1 million by the end of the year.
Yep. Yeah, that's the plan. I want to get a deep freezer and cut and quarter them and put them up for myself and the dogs.
The only thing about rabbit, man, is it has little to no fat.
Yeah.
And they said if you feed your dogs, because I've never fed my dogs any rabbit, but they said if you feed your dogs rabbit as a main source of protein, the dog will be missing out on a lot of nutrition, and you'll actually be malnourishing the dog. So people that mess with rabbit and feed their dogs rabbit like on a regular basis, they gotta be up on their nutrition, man, and know how to add the right amount of fat and the other things that the dog would need if they were just gonna go off a rabbit diet.
If you were feeding a dog, like say a bowl full right here, right? I would fill it up about with half the kibble amount I give the dog normally, and then I would take and cut the rabbit up like into at least 2 pieces. You know what I mean? That way they're not just dragging a big chunk around the ground, getting the whole thing super dirty. I just cut it in like half. You know what I mean? And then they'd eat one half, then they get the other half, and they wouldn't have rolled it around for an hour. But either way, I don't know how long it takes for them to eat a rabbit. Not kill a rabbit, eat a rabbit. But if you're feeding rabbit, all you need to do is add at least 1 tablespoon of lard or a tablespoon of olive oil or something that's a fatty source.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
even
elevated. Hey, bro. I'm sorry, elevated, man. You gotta forgive me, man. I'm about to change the subject real quick, man. Can you tell me a little something about your family history? You know how your family came over here. Did you say that your family came over here on a boat?
Yeah, we were on the Mayflower.
Oh, you were on the Mayflower?
Yeah. From what I understand, my family was on the Mayflower when they come here.
Wow.
Which was not Columbus's time.
Okay. When was that?
Let's see. When I know we come here in like 1585, and then a second batch of us come in 1611.
Okay.
And you ever heard the story in school when they teach you about the Mayflower wrecking and they almost died? My family was on it then.
Hey, Wells Walker, you see what I did? Supreme, you see what I did there, right? Yeah. No, keep talking, man. So elevated. When they came over here, did they come over here on a boat?
From my understanding, yeah. The Mayflower, the ship that carried the Pilgrims to America, set sail from Plymouth, England.
Okay, so elevated. Now, what was the build of that boat? Was it a metal boat? Was it, a boat built of stone? What was that boat built of?
So I'm looking right here. I just want to be able to talk. Looking at pictures of it.
Yeah, elevated. Take your time, brother.
So it's a wooden ship. But the way it's built isn't typical to wooden ships, like the pirate ship.
Yeah.
It's upright boards instead of sideways boards. So
Yeah.
and then it's banded, but
Mhm.
and they're like this ship looks like it's hard to tell from a picture, but them boards
Mhm.
look 1.5 feet wide that they're using.
Uh-huh. And you
When
would say
because
what
this
you would
is where
say
they
that's
reconstructed a replica of it
mhm.
that I'm looking at.
Okay. Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
now you Google it, right, and it's got these
Mhm.
tan sides and blue and green and red and yellow on it, all pretty. It probably didn't
Uh-huh.
have that shit back then.
Uh-huh.
It was probably an old rough wooden looking ship, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. Now, so and you know this to be a fact, right? Would you hey man, hey.
I don't know. I'm gonna look up their travel path. I'm just curious to see where they went through. So it said the Mayflower's journey to North
Mhm.
America began with the Pilgrims initially traveling to Leiden, Netherlands, and then
Mhm.
to Delfshaven, where they boarded the Speedwell. They then
Uh-huh.
sailed to Southampton, England, to meet the Mayflower. After a
Uh-huh.
series of mishaps and repairs, the Speedwell was abandoned, and the Mayflower set sail from Plymouth, England. The Mayflower reached Cape Cod on November 9th of 1620.
Okay.
So we left and like let's see here. I'm looking into the records because I can find my family member. I remember what his name is.
Mhm.
You ever seen the Book of Hymns, the red Book of Hymns that's in the churches?
Yes.
That guy that wrote that, I'm related to him.
Okay. Okay. Um now, so
Let's see.
now with that being with that being said, elevated, do
But
you think
they did go a weird way about traveling over here though.
okay,
After
can
looking
you
at that,
talk about that? Can you talk about that?
I'm trying to find a great like an example where I can show it where the way they traveled on this.
But they traveled by water, correct?
Yeah, I mean,
They didn't get on a
well, like
locomotive. They
everybody
didn't.
wants to give credit to Columbus, right?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did the Asians get here in 1100? How did
How
they
did the
get
who?
here? And
The who?
Asian people, the
Well,
Asians,
I mean,
they
so
found America before Christopher Columbus
it
did.
so I mean you can't find a place where people are already there to begin with.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of theories when it comes to it.
yeah,
That's why I don't get into it. This is a rabbit hole. And if for everybody who follow men at work, we had
it's.
that conversation last week about going earlier this week about going down a rabbit hole, but yeah, go ahead, elevate it.
I
My
think
bad.
rabbit holes like this are written and intended to have so many different variables to where it never dies. People's always got something to tell about it where it never
Well,
is forgotten. You know what I mean?
well, it's a lot of facts that that can't be denied. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But there are multiple ways how people ended up over here.
Well,
Part
so
of it was via the ice cap. You know what I'm saying? Part of it was via the ice cap. Part of it was the ocean. It's a lot of ways where people are already here, and it's a proven fact that they're finding out that there are two species of human beings.
mhm.
So, and the other species of human beings is supposedly supposed to be here. It's not. Don't
So are
look.
you
I have to
talking
look it up.
about Homo
I'm gonna have to
sapiens
look.
and Homo sapiens sapiens?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
Homo sapiens were humans prior to
Yeah.
our brain growth.
Yes.
Homo sapiens sapiens have 200, or I think it's 200 or 20
They have
20
an extra chromosome or something.
that,
like
and it's bit their brain is
Yeah.
bigger by like 20%. It's like a
Yeah.
lot larger. And
Yeah, and they tested somebody out of North Carolina, out of your area, your
Yeah.
state, and they
Yep.
found that, and this is recent. Y'all can look it up, man. But with that being said, man, like it's just showing you that like it's so many different ways that things can happen. But elevated back to that. Did your family come over here boat and by boat and train?
So we were here. See, some people did come through the slave trade by train,
No,
right?
no,
But
by
that's later
train.
on. That's
By
later
train.
on.
Like you, what's later on?
Like towards the end of slavery, that's how people was trapped. But like,
That's okay.
we were here before boats before trains were here that I know of. You know what I mean? Like that I've
The
seen.
first locomotive was made in 1804 in the UK.
Yeah. So I've been to Central America, Honduras, Mexico. When I was in Honduras, right? This guy come up to me and he said, or I went up to him and asked him if I could buy a coconut, and he was like, "Yeah, man." And I was like, "Are you from here?" You know what I mean? And he was like, "Yeah, I'm from here." He said, "My people's native here. Like we didn't come here from nowhere else. We are native here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was a man of color. So it kind of changed my perception on that thought right there. Oh, like they were all brought here on slave ships. I don't believe that. A good chunk of them, yes. You know what I mean? A good chunk of people their family might have been brought here on slave ships. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that every, African American was brought here from like on a slave ship. I don't believe that because.
I firmly, I can stand. I believe that also.
Well, like genes can mutate, right? So say there was people like, and they can change, according to the environment. Even that's epigenetics. So like, just so something about. I'll tell you what my part of their story that don't add up to me, right? We go get they go get all these slaves, right? Bring them over here. When like they fought the Native Americans for years, like why wouldn't I don't know. Why didn't we? If we're so into enslaving people, why didn't we enslave them instead of going and getting
the immune system wasn't,
on the Indians, the immune system.
Maybe I don't know. Hey, so I just wanted to get to that. I just wanted to ask you.
Well, I mean, like,
got out of the rabbit hole.
Like, I'm white as they come, but they don't want to ask me what color I think Jesus was.
Right.
I'll say that.
Yeah, no, for real, man. But the only reason why I wanted to ask you is because, man, when people talk, I really, really listen, man. Especially when you're telling your story, man. And I remember you saying that your family came on the Mayflower, and we were having a conversation earlier about, the Mayflower and how people got over here, specifically Christopher Columbus. And Christopher Columbus, one of the he had the Santa May, the Mayflower, and something else.
He didn't bring no slaves, Christopher Columbus.
No. I'm not saying that, but I was just saying that it was just real, just a coincidence that your family came on the Mayflower. We was just talking.
So mine wasn't on the Mayflower. I'm looking at the records right here. It was the Spedwell, the one they deemed unsafe. So they put my family on the piece of shit and sent them over here.
Okay.
So they were on the Spedwell. I'm gonna find the list of names and I'll show you where he is. He was a Rogers.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, man. I'm well traveled myself, man. I've been around the world. Been to Istanbul, Turkey, Prague, Czechoslovakia, Prague, all over Germany, France. I used to be in Paris all the time, man. I'm West Indian, so my family stem from the islands, mainly St. Lucia and Jamaica. I got family in France. I got, my family is deep in the UK. I got pictures of me in the PJs in the UK. They get down just like us. Like, I've been Spain. I've been all over Spain. I'm well traveled, man.
And that's
Passport stamped up.
through your
You know what I'm
dad being in the
saying?
military.
That's be yeah,
I told
no.
you were a
You know what I'm
military
saying?
brat, but I didn't know if it was your dad or your
Yeah,
mom.
yeah, no, but that's that. What the travels I'm talking about has nothing to do with the military. Like,
Okay.
when I'm in France, I got family in France that speak
Okay.
French. You know what I'm saying? I got mixed German brothers that's black and white. Ich spreche sie kleiner Deutsch. I can speak just a little bit of German. Don't let it fool you, man. I just look this way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that I don't say. You know what I'm saying? I've been all through the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? I've been all over Europe. You know what I'm saying? One place that I didn't get to go that I really wanted to go was Greece. It's a lot of history there that I've always wanted to see. Man, I've been in the Colosseum in Rome. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times. You know what I'm saying? I've been a lot of places, man. I've been to the tip of Spain where they got this castle and stuff, and they got these little scopes, and you can see like the edge of Morocco. You know what I'm saying? From Spain across the water, and you can only see it like certain times. And it's like it's barely. But man, I'm well traveled, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the closest to the Middle East I got was Istanbul, Turkey, man. I've been to the mosques out there, man. Been to the churches out there, man. I've seen things. You know what I'm saying? I've been places, man. So I mean, I don't speak about it a lot. But yeah.
So it says that Thomas Rogers, right? He was 30 years old and maybe a little over 30. It says 30 plus.
Mm-hmm.
He was a camlet merchant, which is a merchant of a luxury Asian type fabric made from a combination of silk and camel's hair. So he was selling that stuff. That's what he did wherever he lived at. And he had his 12-year-old son with him. They're the first of my family that I know. They left Cork County, Ireland, went to England, got on the Speedwell, and then come to America. Through I don't know if people knows about it, but there's I don't want to call it an app. There's a website called Find a Grave, right? And if you know your like great grandparents' names, like their legal names, and you can find their obituaries, right? You can either look up them on Find a Grave, or you can look up their parents through their obituary. Like you find their parents' names because it'll say the son of so and so, daughter of so and so. You know what I mean? So you can take that information maybe one step further back and enter that shit into Find a Grave, and it'll trace back far, like really far. That's how I traced my blood to Ireland in 1585.
Got you. Hey, go to the chat, man. Check out the chat, man. Read some of them comments, man. They going off in the chat.
Let's talk how religion is the reason why the Americas was discovered.
Yeah, well, it's it's like it wasn't discovered because it was.
He said it was not white people in Virginia till early 1700s. My family was here in 1620. The first people that come here were Irish, and some of them were Irish. They weren't all Irish, but they were here in 1620. I just read off on the passenger list Thomas Rogers. He was a camlet merchant.
No, I mean, like, what I'm saying is, like, man.
So Thomas Rogers was a signatory to the Mayflower Compact, but perished in the winter of his son Joseph, who at the age of 17, so 5 years after they made it here, the age of 17, had traveled with Thomas on the Mayflower, but had been too young to sign the Mayflower Compact. Survived to live a long life.
Yeah.
January 11th was a leading separatist who, I don't know who that is, who traveled in 1620. Yeah, I don't even know who that guy is. This is telling me about another one. But, like, I know for a fact, like, I can trace my genealogy back and tell you that, show you where Thomas Rogers is my family. It's the same guy. It shows him being born in Ireland and dying in Virginia.
Yeah, but I know Virginia got strong roots, man. And there's
Well,
a
like,
lot of history in Virginia, man.
well,
That's
like, what do
before
people
Virginia was
classify
Virginia.
as? You know what I mean?
What you say?
I do agree with that. He said the white race is only 1%. Not all light people are white. I was about to say that, but I mean, what would you call people from Ireland for a long time? I mean, redheaded, like all that.
Yeah.
Red nose.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, like whatever you call Irish people that were from Ireland for a while, that come here.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, okay, so we say our Irish people, English people, French, they're all right there. You can almost throw a fucking rock, you know what I mean, and hit all three of them. Like they're right there next to each other. If compare England.
You say where?
England, Ireland, France, Germany, Norway, they're all right there in the area of the.
You got the
right there in the
English channel. Yeah, you got the English channel that separates.
A little body of water, a little thing.
Yeah, but that's a big body of water when you talking back then and you know how they move, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were traveling all over.
Yeah,
we've been
without a
traveling
doubt.
this world way longer than we even have record of because we were traveling before we were fucking writing.
Yeah,
There's been people all over everywhere.
And that's how I know certain agendas that I've seen with my own eyes. Because if I could go to the very tip of Spain and catch a glimpse of a piece of land, man, you know good and damn well they was trading. You know good and damn well, you know, it was a lot of back and forth between just Europe and Africa. Not to mention how Africa, you know, goes up into the Middle East and that connects. So it's a lot of things that have been, you know, they say this. They say history is written by the victor. So
well, what if I could go read some history from somebody that was an outsider looking in?
Well, what you mean? That's what I'm saying. So check this out.
I can go to the Cherokee Nation's library and research this shit right in their library, and they ain't part of none of the winners. If anybody got shit more than anybody, it's them. So
yeah,
I could see what it said about when people got here. You know what I mean? Who they were. I mean, I could find a lot of information.
Do that elevated, man. That'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be good. Be good conversation, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I mean, I could take a video and pictures and show, like in the books, what book.
Man, I think that'll be dope because there's some stuff I would like to know.
I've never looked, so I mean, it might say everything that our shit says, and it might say something completely different. Like I don't know. Some of it actually, I would have to get it translated because a lot of it's still in Cherokee. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, like. I don't know, like some of my knowledge, it only goes back so far, and then like it was almost to where you couldn't even find anything out that was factual. Like it's just like this guy found this and he says, well, this guy found this stuff and he says, like I'm kind of sick of he says shit. I just want to see some facts, real facts. That's the one problem I say the internet has with the world today.
And this is one thing about dealing with, you know, going down these type of rabbit holes, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what does it do for you?
Yep.
What does it do for you? What does it do for the structure of your life? What does it do for your future? Is it worth it? You know, and I'm not saying that there is no subject that damn near ain't worth it. It's just depending is that your path or not. Yep. You know, you know, there's that. But you know, this is a rabbit hole, man.
Yeah.
And it's so, and once you start going down it, man, you know, it's so much information, there's so much left out. And the thing that a lot of people will learn is going down that rabbit hole, man. It might not ever end, man. It's always going to lead to something else, and that's going to lead to something else, and that's going to lead to something else. And
that's what it's intended to do. It's intended to keep you going.
But at the end of the day, you know, you got to know your limitations and what's for you, and what's worth your time in your lifespan, man. Some of this stuff is hidden for a reason, and some of it, it just is what it is,
Well,
man.
like,
But at the
I
same
asked
time, this
my
is a
aunt,
rabbit
right?
hole.
I asked my aunt yesterday. She's in her 70s, right? And I asked her. I said, "Do you like growing up? You're older than me. Anybody do you know anybody that owns slaves in my area? Like that you know for sure they own slaves? Like, do you know of anybody oh, they said old so and so had some or something? Let me put it this way: we have Biltmore House, right? Which is like one of the largest privately built houses ever. You can look it up. The Biltmore House, right? They didn't even own slaves. They had workers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when it was built, let me look when it was built. I think it might have been after slavery, right before.
Yeah.
But I asked her, and she said, "I don't know of anyone in this area that did. I can't name a single person. I could go look and see, maybe. I don't know."
Yeah.
So that's kind of like history that it's almost like it's almost like, I guess, call it raunchy history. Like, people don't really want that to be out there as much. Like, they've almost tried to get rid of stuff like that. It seems like you can't find no information on stuff like that as far as my area. Yeah. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place.
Nah, I think that'd be dope, man, because that's some stuff I like to look into, man.
Okay, so the Biltmore House was built.
No,
after
I'm talking about you going to the Native American Library.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like as far as the slavery stuff goes, right? I feel like there was areas in the United States that people really did it a lot, and then there was other parts where nobody did that. You know what I mean? And it don't matter if you were north or south. It ain't like that line right there. Everybody below it had slaves. Everybody above it didn't. You know what I mean? That ain't how that works. There was people in Florida that had slaves when their next door neighbor thought that wasn't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's over, it's pushed every. I don't know. I can't explain it without maybe offending some people, but it's almost over pushed. I don't think it was that common. You know what I mean? Over the whole United States, all 50 states. Look at how many. I wonder how many were registered to be slave owners in these certain states. Say 20 in one state, 5 in the other. I'd like to see that, because I don't know any information on that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, there were states where they had them, and then there were states where they didn't have it. Some people still knew right from wrong. You know what I mean? I know that shit's fucking wrong. My family never owned slaves. If somebody can go and research me, I'll tell you both my parents' fucking names and their parents' names. If you can go and research and find where one person owned a slave in my family, I about give you $100 because I've looked. Because I'm like, nah, that ain't. We come here from Ireland poor as fuck. They basically forced us out of our own country. They were giving land to the Scottish people. England was. They were in rule of Ireland. They were giving our land to Scottish people. And that's why we even left.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody trying to say, yo, people, this ain't this shit from goddamn yesterday from a whole nother goddamn.
No, he was just
I wasn't in on it. I didn't
it
get to give my 2 cents.
It was just a conversation earlier. It was a conversation from yesterday that carried over to today. Yep. And it was said that somebody made a comment and said that I might butcher this, man. I might get it wrong, but he said that
I got you.
Columbus. He said Columbus came over here via boat and train. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So for me,
what does this comment mean? America whitewash? What do you mean whitewash? What do you mean by that? Because that's
it don't matter, man. But back to let's focus on this. So he said that that Columbus came over here via boat and locomotive kind of, train. And, I was like, okay. It didn't dawn on me right then, but I was like, man, Elevator said something about his family coming over on the Mayflower. But you cleared that up. The main thing that I was trying to, the main thing that I was, point I was trying to get to, or just get your experience from your family's history is, did you, how did your family get over here? Did they travel the same way that this guy said that they traveled? Or, just tell your history, because the main thing that we were talking about is the boats, saying that a wooden boat can't make it from point A to point B across the ocean, across the Atlantic. And I don't know, man.
And I mean, I get the whole point as far as construction, what he means by that. Like, if we tried to build a boat today and take it over the ocean, like if me and you just all of a sudden build a boat and we're like, shit, we're going to take it out on the ocean, right? We get out and hit about 4 waves and that motherfucker fall into pieces. Because they had building techniques where, how you'll see buildings that are built with, what do they call that? I want to say, with the dowels, the wooden dowels and stuff, and notches in it to where it has leverage, where the wood itself is what is the leverage that keeps it together. They were doing stuff like that, and the outside of the boat had ropes that were wrapped tight, and they were draw ropes. You know what I mean? They'd pull the wood tight, and it would pull the boat together.
Yeah, and
they had to draw it up all the time. You know what I mean? Like probably once or twice a day, it had a rope with a stick in it, and you'd twist that bitch, and it would pull that rope tight and pull the boat back together. So they had methods about fixing that, you know what I mean? But what happens? And I'm sure they had backup ropes and all this other shit. But he could be how many people come over here on them ships? Because the way I was led to think is that tons of people come over here on them ships. Then, right? Bunches. So is it bunches or was it only a few? Because if only a few made it through, I can believe that more than they made 3,000 trips over it.
I do know that and this is definitely a fact. It's actually like a treasure site down in Florida, man. They were Spain was trying to send their wealth over there, and the ships would always crash, off of the shore of Florida. Yeah. So to this day, man, you can go out there, man. There's people that go out there treasure hunting, man, finding gold coins and all of that stuff, man. So
I was watching them dive in Cozumel doing that.
Yeah.
I rode in a submarine and I was watching them dive for it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't expect, I would expect boats to be crashing left and right and people dying left and right, just like that situation. But at the same time, I don't think every boat was like that. And if that's your only means of travel, and you in a sense of desperation, you got nowhere else to go. It's dead of the highway, man. Shoot, you gonna try a chance on this boat, and then when you hear,
So the Mayflower only. So the Mayflower only made one passage, is from what I'm understanding. The Mayflower brought a total of 102 passengers to America. These passengers was mixed religions, separatists, later known as pilgrims, and others referred to as strangers by the pilgrim. In addition to the passengers, the ship also carried a crew of approximately 30 to 37 sailors.
Yeah.
41 of them were religious separatists, while the others were considered common folk, including merchants, craftsmen, indentured servants, and orphan children. So, so I have a question about that there, where it says indentured servants. Were they brought here on indentured servant ship, or were they indentured servants that were getting away from that?
What do you mean? For what, the pilgrims?
So they're referring to these guys. They were merchants and craftsmen it's telling about what they did, where they come from, right? And then they
Yeah.
say indentured servants and
So
orphan children. So
this
was
is
that what they were going through, where they come from, or were they
what
sent here to do that?
this is how I look at it. I just look at it like this, man. At the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, it's like you still getting one side of the story to a certain extent because
Mm-hmm.
it's so many stories wrapped up into all of that. There's so many different reasons and all of that. I know people, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, just a bad just imagine me like I don't know, finding like a come up or something like that or anything, and somebody already had it. People are there and nobody know about it, and this and this and that, and I'm like, I'm the founder of it, or this and this and that, and it was already stuff going on here. There's already people trading and doing stuff like that. I've even heard of stories of people moving around up through Russia and Africa. I mean, Alaska. Over years and years ago. I mean, like when I say years, I mean in
You were
the
talking about
like
the land bridge, the present. Is that what
the
you're talking about?
land bridge.
Yeah. So that was
On,
13,000 years ago. 11 to 13,000.
no, I'm saying like even now,
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
even to this day, like right now, like sometimes it will freeze and you could damn near walk from Alaska to Russia.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
90-mile trip, and in the middle of the
yeah,
90-mile trip, there's two islands. One island belongs to Russia, and one island belongs to America. So
yeah.
I googled this. I said, how many people were brought to America in the 1600s? Right, just seeing
Mm-hmm.
what it'd say. In the 1600s, an estimated 390,000 Africans were transported as slaves to European colonies in mainland North America. So when did we start colonizing? I'd like to know that answer.
Well,
To see if that lines up. It
man,
says the
this is a
figure
rabbit hole,
only
bro.
includes those who survived the journey. It's estimated that over 470,000 embarked on the ships, but 84,000 died en route. Additionally, about 50,000 people were exported from Angola between 1618 and 1620, with an estimated 350 being transported on a single ship. During the 17th century, approximately 400,000 English
Elevated.
people migrated to America.
The only thing is this, man. I hate going to Google. Like
Yep.
I like going to direct sources, man, because Google is one of those things, man, where it's like Wikipedia. It's like Google is like Wikipedia, man. You can go to Wikipedia right now and you can change. You can go in there and change, write whatever you want to on somebody's stuff, and it'll stay.
Yeah.
So Google is one of them things, man, where I take it with a big grain of salt. I like doing like a deep dive like into the research, man.
And a lot of these answers you get
sources.
now are AI generated. So like,
Well, they're
do
AI
we
generated,
trust
but
AI?
no,
no?
they're AI generated, but that doesn't mean anything. That's the thing
Yeah.
about today and the flow of information. If I want to ask a question, I can ask that question right now. And I could put it into AI, I could put it into Google, I could put it into wherever, and the question pop up direct. But the thing about that is, what about the source? Where did that source come from? So when a lot of people look at this information, they're not asking for the source. Cite the source, because I can ask Google something like who's smarter, men or women? And if a woman asking it and she ask it her way, it's gonna say women smarter than men. And if I ask it and I ask it my way, it's gonna say men smarter than women.
Okay.
So now you gotta cite your sources. So like even when you watching the news, man, you know what I'm saying? CNN isn't the same as Fox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
ABC ain't the same as MSNBC. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get 2, 3, 4, 5 different sites. I mean, different views, different things, and everybody pushing an agenda. And that's the main thing.
If everything,
Hold up.
When are we getting facts instead of views?
No, that's what I'm saying. Hold on. So when you look certain things up, that's why I try not to go into certain details with certain things, because either I don't feel like citing the source or I don't know the source. You know what I'm saying? So, man, when you know we start coming up with these facts, man, it'd be good to cite sources, and then you know, at the same time, man, because everything can be you know, looked at on any of them, you know. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just have a problem with a lot of everything you can look up anymore is people's view on the shit instead of actual fact. Even like the situation I've been dealing with recently, like that's just a view. Nowhere is showing me any facts. Nobody. It's every time it's I called so and so and he said, like, that's why I want to go to the library. I want to check it out and find us some facts to look through. That way we ain't got to. We'll see the book, where it come from, who wrote it. We can look into that even. Like I'll find the books and the information, and before I get on the live with you, I'll look up the fucking authors to see if they're even worth a shit.
So use it to combat facts, to compete against facts. They try when they doing facts and scientific facts, taking over too much and going too far back. They try to throw the religion back in it. Then you got religion versus something.
Well, religion is a part of it in some instance, because that's why my family came here.
So check
this
out.
They didn't have no land, and they were trying to push the King James version of the Bible on them in Ireland, and they wasn't about it.
All right, so it's this book. It's called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Yeah, it's a good book, but it's a real good book. But I'll put it like this: so he goes through a process, and it's a book he talks about. It's a story type book, and it's about finding a treasure, about a boy looking for a treasure, and he goes through the process. He talks. It's a real good book, but it's a lot of things in that book that'll make you dive into a search, man. You know, and look up names and places and certain things like that. And it's so in the book, it's not even a thick book, man. It might be 200 pages or whatever. How many pages? It's like maybe 150 or something like that. But like, okay, he's saying all these things, and it's one of the most sold books in the world to date, you know, as far as in his category. Okay, now you citing the sources. I'm looking at the you know, the names. I'm looking up the names and everything. Now not only that, okay, let me look into the author.
Yep.
And then and then you see, okay, where the author's mind is in the whole nine, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things. I'll put it like this.
If you look into him, it might say that he wrote fiction books for 15 years and never had no success. So then he
no, because when you look into the author, you can see his life story. He got a heavy life story, man. He got a real heavy life story, and you know, the book makes a lot more sense. So, and what I'm saying about citing sources is if I said supreme and elevated, and well, if I didn't say it, if I wrote a book and in that book I said supreme and elevated, y'all stupid and y'all ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? If I just said that and y'all were to get that book and read it, would you believe it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of these things that we look at and we get this stuff, you could just look it up and be like, okay, it says this, so that's what it is. You know what I mean? You got to look at who's pushing the agenda, who's behind this, who's the author, who's writing the history. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now let's look into you know what I'm saying? Okay, now I see who this person is, I see the direction, or I see who this group is, the direction, and then you look, okay, now you can weigh out the information. It's a lot of people that just grab information and be like, okay, I saw this is what it is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not like that. Cause you know what I'm saying? And that was put to me by an OG when I was young. He said, boy, if I write your name on a piece of paper to call you a dumbass, you gonna believe it?
Yep.
You better be careful where you get your, you know what I'm saying, where you get your information from. And yeah.
I got a question about something I wonder all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are we somewhat hindering us from growing as a human race by keeping this shit brought up and relevant?
To a
Do you
certain
think?
extent, yes. To a
I
certain
think to a
extent,
major
yes.
extent.
It
Because when I
depends,
go to any of
elevated.
these events
It
where it's mixed
depends.
races, I
It
don't see no
depends.
racism.
It depends, elevated. It depends, man. Because you just came up here and I fool with you, elevated. You know I fool with you, but you came up here and you stated your family history. You have a lineage that you can tie it back to. You talking to, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of it's some cultures, ours, where we got to void. It's a lot of tension there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that's missed out for you to
What do
be
you
able.
mean? Tension,
Okay, so
like tension where between?
between our history, between trying to find out a lot of stuff that we got going on, that you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and it's a lot of stuff that has been put in place to hold certain groups, certain cultures, particularly and particularly ours, to a certain extent, or at least giving us credit to a certain extent. It's a lot of history that's left out that is to be untold, that's to be confused in the whole nine. But one of the main problems is you can go back and you can say, hey, my family came all the way back from here. We can do that too, but not all of us. Not all of us. So it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a big time difference. And you know what I'm saying? So while other groups can sit up there and say, well, we this and we that and blah, say blah, we've built a lot of stuff, we've gone through a lot of things, and there's still a lot out there to be that
The problem is not
about.
accepting the truth. Like a lot of this truth.
What is the truth, elevated? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we try to find out. What is the truth? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. That's what people are trying to find. And then when you start looking for that truth, you can start going down a rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. And when you go down that rabbit hole, everybody goes down that rabbit hole and they see what they see and they learn what they learn. And the thing about going down that rabbit hole is once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you've been there, you can't there's something that you can't unsee. And the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna try to project it to the world or project it to the ones that you love or your circle. And that's where we start coming back to these conversations. And then you have your disagreements, then you have your, you know what I'm saying, this and that, and that's what and we always come back to it. But at the end of the day, these are difficult conversations, man. I'm glad we could do a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, in real live peace. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But elevated, what's up, bro?
I was reading through the comments what they were talking about. Yep, but
yeah.
No, you can catch us tomorrow. We got a good episode coming up tomorrow. We're gonna talk about DNA testing, pups and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna start DNA testing my litters, and then that's part of buying it. Every puppy you get will come with a paper saying its parents are who I say it is.
Yeah, man, you need to give us some detail about that. Tell us how much.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with information about the prices, where to do it at in my area. If we could get go under the comments of this video, right? And tell me your area, like your state and your area, and I'll look into the states separately a little bit. I'll write them down and put the information for the areas and the prices for the states, because I called 8 people this morning before I ever even got a legit answer, and 3 people had to send me to each other in order for me to even get the right answer.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get as much of that out there as I can.
Yeah, man. Supreme, man, what's up, man? You been quiet. Where can we find you at, bro? I know you've been in the chat. I ain't been looking at the chat.
Man, yeah, shit.
Cause I know the chat was going out, so I ain't fixing it. Yeah.
Y'all can find me at the local events on online. You already know what it be.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You're gonna see me next week. We probably start back working next week, so y'all see me on the weekend or something.
Okay. How that dog coming around, man?
She coming good. I just got to just finished walking her out.
Mhm.
She's tucking up real nicely on them sides, like I wanted
Mhm.
to, and
Mhm.
that back end to pop out a little bit more. So
Yeah.
a little bit more
Yeah.
on to find. I found the spot was real long uphill part. So we gonna try and make it work. But other than that, we just
Yeah.
hit it with some math,
Yeah.
you know, and keep it pushing.
Yeah. Hey,
I like
quick.
what Robo said. You see his comment?
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I like the whole deal is like these are difficult conversations, man. Everybody, these are the conversations that honestly, should and shouldn't be. It shouldn't be happening in certain situations, man, because of
Well, like,
because
I'll tell you
of
why
what
it's
it is.
difficult for me.
What's
I'm
up?
not racist, dude. Like,
I know that elevated.
I love the culture, man. Like, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like, even before this internet, I'm telling you, like, I have always loved the culture, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like, and I never understood it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, that don't make no sense to me because people were fucking mean as shit to me as a kid. So
I
like,
don't
Yeah.
but I
I
think you
kind of put
racist.
in that into thought.
Yeah.
Hey, hey,
Nah, man.
So
hey,
that's why it's hard for me. You're
don't
cutting out,
nobody
Supreme.
ain't no well shit. Thankfully, we all know you ain't racist, and everybody in the chat know you ain't racist. So
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
Nah,
all.
so
man.
like,
You
no, man,
you
I
cool
love
elevated,
going to the
man.
shows and talking to people. Like, bro, I don't
Yeah.
care. Like,
Yeah.
and usually I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'll be real with you. The grimier
Yeah.
the motherfucker looks, the more we get along.
Yeah.
It just for some reason that type of person, it don't matter. Like any race, but that grimier, like rugged, hardcore type of person always
Yeah.
gravitates to me. I don't know why. I can't explain it. You know what I mean? But they always do, and like I'm always cool with that type of person. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I love that shit. I love people, like, or I wouldn't even be on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I hated
Yeah,
people, I wouldn't
man.
even be on here.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. That's this is good, man. That's good. But man, elevator, where can they find you at, man? And wait, before you do that, quick, this is something for that you can have prepped up for tomorrow, man. Quick FC7 say, does DNA testing just tell you the parents, or can it break down the bloodlines too? Say that for tomorrow, elevated, and
Yeah.
quick FC, he gonna have details for everything tomorrow, man. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm gonna go and make a folder.
you ain't gonna have CEO on the same pool. You like CEO
Yeah.
the same conversation.
Yeah.
You might go back to
Yeah.
3 million BC on us. Well, it was this rock, right?
Yeah, man. But you know what it is, man. We got that digital dog show coming up at the end of the month, man. You got 10 days, man, to get that dog in, man. It's free to enter, man. And yesterday's price ain't always gonna be yesterday's price, man. Just saying. So it's over $600 in cash prize giveaways. We got for all the winners, each category, we got 3 free t-shirt giveaways, one going to a member, an existing member, and a viewer. And we got the digital dog of the week coming up this Friday, and today is Wednesday. So you got today and tomorrow to get those dogs in, man. And cash prizes going in there too. And if you ain't a member, what you doing, man? Hey, and if you got something that you trying to do, you got something you trying to say, you think you can host the channel, man, come on with it, man. We'll you host the show, man. Come on, man. We got slots open for you, man. We can keep this going, man, because a lot of these things can carry on, But you know what it is, man. We about to get up out of here, man, so we can go to that men at work, because you know what it is, man. Gotta clock in, man, and we're gonna be talking about my brother's keeper. Am I my brother's keeper?
Okay, that'll be
Yes,
good.
I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Y'all don't know that, man. Y'all ain't here.
I don't know what he means by it, but fuck with my brother and find out.
Yeah. What'd you say? Huh?
I said, let's get it.
All right, I see y'all over there, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head not flow. Blood
Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain, locked in the game, never moved for fame. Old mountain lions run deep in the flame. Sock about the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, running straight through the rain. Red digit close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sock it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second was the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breathe for clout, we breathe for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die.